The project has been a great success, in my opinion, for the mere fact that the attendance, first of all, was very good. We made sure, obviously, that the size of each class would be not more than 40, because we wanted the classes to be interactive. And in each of the classes, we had a majority of females attending, and the average age group as well was between 18 to 24. Which are obviously post-matriculants and so on. And the size of the, if you look at, for instance, between the male to female, you had about 60% females attending the classes. And of that class, on average, we also had about 50% of the youth seated at home not doing anything, whilst the others would have been either volunteering, and others had probably had biz jobs, and others are trying to go back into school. The course and the campaign itself was a great success, specifically because of the stakeholder participation. From AXA's point of view, for instance, the staff at AXA also came in and participated as well. And we also had some role models within AXA staff that came forward, who also started from nothing and ended up being somewhere within AXA's either management or operations departments. And that was also a great contributor. We also had great support from the business community, where we also identified some business people to participate within the programs, to also showcase from a business point of view and profession point of view that you can still make it despite of where you come from, as well as professionals and celebrities. We also identified some celebrities that were either originally from that area that are doing well in their careers, and we managed to get them to come into the workshops and also participate and share their stories. And I think that was one of the most inspirational parts, where they saw figures that they identified with either on TV or in the newspapers, and little did they know that they actually come from their own environments. So that worked well. And also the leadership within those communities. For instance, in Northern Cape, we had the mayor of Uppington also coming out, and she also took part in the workshop, actually sat in and participated. And this type of a program, you find that you'd have planted a seed, and therefore, because of the response that we got from the attendees, they actually obviously wanted to know when are we actually coming back to give them either feedback and to check up on them. And it's something that we did in order to assess the need, and based on the feedback that we've received on the evaluation forms, and also talking to the attendees individually, is that it has had great impact on them. And I think one of the greatest impacts was that they also realized that you don't have to come to the cities in order to do well. You can actually realize what you can do within your own community, have an entrepreneurial skills, which was one of the exercises which they did, is to say what services are lacking within your environment that are available elsewhere, where we could see that we ignited that spirit of entrepreneurship within them, and that worked very well. So you'd find that based on what we assessed, it was very important to ensure that we find that this project will be contributing towards services like unemployment, youth development, skills development, and hence our partnership with various stakeholders was very important. This is something that probably needs to happen on a regular basis, ideally on an annual basis at minimum, because you want to be able to go back in and evaluate what you've done and be able to follow on and guide the youth the way forward. And this is something that obviously in future should be done in partnership with the agencies that we did communicate with at the start of the program. We already having feedback from some of the attendees on an ongoing basis, because the workshops were also talking about career planning, learnerships, internships, and they're already starting to phone in. And I must say the staff at AXA as well have also been supportive. Up until now, we're receiving requests for information, and some of the staff at AXA are also giving that information back. And I think AXA also became known as not just an airports company, but also rather as a community company.